All right. Thanks so much for being on this podcast. If I could just start off by asking how you started in the work that you do today, and we can go from there.
So welcome everyone. My name is Bo Cotter. I am a clinical hypnotherapist and a trauma healing practitioner. I am also a RTT practitioner. So I am a founder of Mind Soul Therapy here in Birmingham, Michigan, and it's a clinical hypnotherapy practice. And I use RTT method as the method for treatment. I specialize in anxiety disorders and depression. Um, of course, I offer other services as well, but this is my specialty. How I started? Well, my educational background is in science. I have a master's degree in molecular biology. And in the past, I worked in medical research laboratories. But about 10 years ago, um, I found myself in a situation that was it was a personal life event that was pretty traumatic and life-changing. And that created a lot of stress and anxiousness uh, for me. It was my husband's brain injury. And, his recovery and the symptoms he was going through, it was like I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. I was like, I need to learn more about what's going on in the brain. Why is he behaving certain ways? And his recovery was lengthy. He was dizzy. He couldn't walk. He had light sensitivity. So that created a lot of changes on our daily basis life as a family. So I dove deep into research, and through doing so, I actually found a lot of holistic, if you will, techniques or holistic approach to our mental health that really resonated with me. So the first one was meditation, and that helped me tremendously. Within 6 months, I felt the difference. And of course, there was other things like deep breathing techniques and, of course, interaction in nature and sports. And so that really got me thinking of, well, we can really improve our life, uh, quality of our life through the holistic approach. So this is really what inspired me to just dive deep into the holistic approach. And that led me to meeting one of the RTT practitioners and experiencing one of their session. And from there, I just decided to go on, sign up for the RTT school program. And that's how my journey really started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
And and so tell me a little bit about the work that you do in hypnotherapy. What's that all about?
So my work, I've been working now, this is my fourth year with clients. And, of course, I'm utilizing the RTT protocols, and this is the base of my work. But I think connection, it's that's number one for me. Creating the space for them that is non-judgmental, that is the space they can open up and they can start their journey of healing. That's very important for me. And I found that it's almost a lot of clients describes that this is my gift, that I do create that space for healing. Because without the connection, human to human, people tend to stay withdrawn and, well, not fully open, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
usually come in with with a painful problem, something that is either rooted in their childhood or in some events, situations in their lives that are not pleasant. They are full of pain. Either they come from trauma, with trauma, really, with PTSD, or feeling depressed or anxious. Those are very painful, I would say, conditions to have. So we start from there once we make the connection, and we both feel that we are actually in the same place where we need to be. With understanding, we go on into creating the goal. I don't offer long-term therapy. This therapy takes maybe 1 to 4 sessions for people to feel the difference. One session, it's the first session, it's really to create the baseline for the nervous system. If someone is very anxious, they feel the difference because our nervous system needs the safety and the deep relaxation, right? So we create the baseline in the first session, and then we go from there. So it's a very individualized type of therapy. What else? Well, RTT, it is a hybrid therapy. It is a therapy that utilizes hypnosis at the core. And then I use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, as a part of it, neuroscience, which is more about the neuroplasticity, and mindfulness. So because all those 4 methods or techniques, if you will, are really designed to approach clients' problems holistically. We are not just looking at the symptoms. We are looking at someone's life as a whole. We are looking at their childhood. We are looking at the beliefs they picked up when they were small, what environment they were exposed to. Were they hypervigilant as a child, right? What was the emotional atmosphere in the house that created the hypervigilance? And then we go into their adulthood and we go chronologically to establish the patterns, to see where the patterns are showing. Because, I love the quote from Peter Crowns that he said, people and situations will reveal to you where you are not free. And I love that. So that's what I am doing. I am giving my clients the awareness and the chance to pause and look at their life as a flowing river and say, okay, yes, those are the patterns I can see that they connect to my childhood experiences. So it is a really beautiful way of giving them a freedom, if you will. It's a beautiful feeling of without having them constantly just talking about symptoms and how they feel. We pause, we look at the childhood. Most of them do have the origin of the issue. It's in their early years. And then by looking at those circumstances, identifying the origin, we are able to reframe the perception that they had towards their childhood experiences, right? So it is a beautiful way of freedom, giving them a freedom to their lives, really. Of course, it's connected to the emotions they feel, but we are freeing them as a human beings. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I know that a minute ago you said that you use an RTT method and other methods.
Yeah.
So which one do you use them interchangeably or do you use it like separately or how does that work?
So, like I told you, it's a very individualized approach. Not everyone, not every client responds to stressful events or traumatic events in life in the same way. So once I learned the story of their lives, of their childhood, then I actually decide as a practitioner which method to use and which one it's applicable to their problems, because not everyone, of course, every client goes into hypnosis because that is the state mind where the brain wave is slower, the body is deeply relaxed. So we are mimicking falling asleep, but the client is not asleep. It is the beautiful state of mind where their subconscious mind, it's wide awake. It's very, so the awareness, it's heightened, but the body and the nervous system, it's almost asleep, which allows me to access the memories, the childhood experiences, that the emotional connection, it's still there, right? So that's the beautiful process of getting to the root cause and origin in that deeply relaxed state that they need to be. So hypnosis, it's always there. Am I using a neuro-linguistic programming in every client? Probably not, because if someone is coming to me and say, Bo, I'm just not good at retaining information. I'm in college. I need to improve my memory and improve my ability to retain information. So then what I do, then I just put them in hypnosis, and through suggestibility techniques, I can actually give them the clarity they are looking for and improve their memory through just deeply relax and give them some suggestions that they are looking for, because mind will hold on to the words that I speak in a session. And of course, going to the root cause, this is also probably every client needs that. Even when they come to me, they want to quit smoking. Well, there is a root cause, there is an origin. Why did you pick up that first cigarette, right? What was really driving that? So usually when they are young, they say, well, everybody smoke in my group, so I just wanted to be a part of the group. And, so we go from there, really. Identifying the root cause, it's crucial. So hypnosis, regression, identifying the root cause, and then reframing, it's very important. Giving them freedom from the old beliefs and old negative emotions that were either not processed, or the negative beliefs were still attached to them. In a sense, they were still believing in it. So that's the process.
Mm-hmm. And so so given that, my next question is like, um, how how are they sort of different? Because each modality is different in its own way. So what are the differences?
Well, so hypnosis, the main goal of hypnosis is to quiet down the analytical mind, right? Our subconscious mind, it's switched on the moment we are born. And some people believe it's switched on even in the womb when the brain is already developed. So just knowing that the subconscious mind listens to every word, and 95% of our decisions daily on a daily basis comes from our subconscious mind. So what's the difference? The hypnosis gives you the chance to deeply, almost look deeply within yourself without having all the stimuli, the distraction of your surroundings, because you close your eyes in hypnosis. Your eyes are closed and you are able to deeply relax, let your body go, just relax. But you have the ability to pay attention more to your inner self. So that's hypnosis. Then neuroplasticity, it's really just the awareness that the self-belief that you have that, well, I am the way I am and that's how it is, it's just the belief, and it's false belief. No, you don't have to live your life with the constraints you have, with the limitations. Your brain, it's plastic, it can change. You have ability to change your beliefs, your limitations. You can get rid of all of this. So neuroplasticity this is it. It is really the awareness and belief. It's like open-mindedness. Oh, okay, I can change. That's right. So that would be the neuroplasticity. And the neurolinguistic programming, why I don't use that for every client is because neurolinguistic programming, it's more of a using the right words to reframe. So it's more of a linguistic technique, and not everyone needs that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then mindfulness, that's the most familiar for me, but also I think, most favorite, because we are in a deep hypnosis, but this is almost a meditative state, mindfulness, right? It's the ability to let go and just be without having that analytical mind constantly, the chattering mind coming in, chipping in, and be involved in the process of relaxation, really. So the mindfulness comes after session. There is a part of session I do use a script that I present to the client, but after session, and this is very important for every client, they receive maybe 15-minute recording, their own self-hypnosis recording that they have to listen to. And this is their commitment for 21 days. That's the mind's time when the mind needs that repetitive language that comes from that script, from that recording, to be embedded. So what we are doing, we are getting results in a session. Clients are getting rid of all those old beliefs or negative emotions, but the recording helps them to rewire the old beliefs, right? That it's put in a place of the negative, the script and the recording. It's very positive, uplifting, and this is the way they need to follow and commit to listening every day to really straighten the results.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Um, it's sort of like affirmations, positive affirmations. I learned I go to I have sessions with my therapist, and they're like, you have to write positive affirmations that I'm good at this or I'm good at that. So it's similar.
It is similar, but is just imagine you listening to. So the first part is, of course, self-hypnosis. You are deeply relaxed. You're going through the induction. You go through the stairs, and it's a beautiful physical relaxation, muscular relaxation. But then, when I really make you individualize recording, there is your name in it, and it has to resonate with you. So whatever the presenting problem is, this is really what I'm focusing on, to rewire their brain, to help them to change the beliefs they had about themselves, about their lives, about other people. So it's, again, this is the part of mindfulness technique that is very powerful, because it deeply resonates with you. It's not just a generic script. I'm sending the intake form first. There's a part of the intake form where clients tell me what they want to get from the session, how they want to feel, and how their life would look like and feel like without a problem. So I'm using those words into their recording. So this is the most, I think, the most favorite part of the treatment for the 3 weeks that I have every client. They absolutely love their recordings because they are reminded every day exactly how they want to feel, right? So if someone is
Mm-hmm.
coming to me feeling fatigue and anxious, and especially people with like panic attacks that are very intense physically, right? So when they put those headphones on for 15 minutes, and for the first time in years, they are falling asleep within the first 5 minutes, they are just feeling all over the body. And then the next day, of course, they are waking up and they are just enjoying their life. right? It's like the physical manifestation of that relaxation, of that impact that the session and the recording has. It manifests almost instantly. That's how RTT really works. Getting to the root cause, very important. Getting rid of those old beliefs, the emotional connections that were still in some way connected to the experiences, right? Unpleasant
Mm-hmm.
experiences. And then going through that process of reframing, releasing in a session, but then having that self-hypnosis recording. And all that really, yes, some people can get the results they are looking for from session, but if you do not consistently listen to that recording, for some people it's really hard to keep the results, because your mind by nature, it's going to go towards that negative old, right? This is our
Mm-hmm.
mind's mechanism of protection. This is like our mind, it's trying to protect, but also trying to predict. So what's familiar, that's where your mind tends to go. So that's
Yeah.
why the time of 3 weeks is very important, to listen, to rewire, to fill yourself up with those affirmations, with that script, with exactly what you're looking for. So it's a very beautiful, freeing process.
Mm-hmm. So, my next question that I wanted to ask you is, what have you learned in doing this kind of work with the hypnotherapy and all that stuff?
So, with my background being in a medical laboratory settings, medical research, and then through life, life happens, and then I lived abroad for some time. I got away from that work, and then my husband's injury, my journey with anxiety, and through just a human to human connection, that I was able to come back from all that anxiousness and overwhelming feelings and stress. I really learned that nothing can replace the human to human connection. We are born and we are made to be connected to others. That's very important. And what I learned, that any presenting problem the client might have, there is a disconnection down deep, either from the outside world, from a family, or themselves. So that's, I think for me, that is a huge lesson, that we think that maybe isolating from someone or isolating ourselves for some time, it's going to help. It may help for some time, but this is not a way of living. We are meant to be connected. We are meant to have our societies. We are meant to have our groups. We are meant to have people in our life. Okay. I think that was the biggest lesson for me so far. It is, and I really do enjoy connecting with people from all kinds of backgrounds, from sport, from field of CEOs and local celebrities, to just the regular folks. We are all looking for acceptance. We are all looking for love, of course, but connection. It's huge, because without connection, there is not much to look for, right? We
Mm-hmm.
right. So then, if connection is not there, we tend to abandon ourselves. We start to fall down into that dark place. There is no hope. There is no positive aspect that we can look for. So.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything that you want to learn in terms of something new as a mental health professional that you want to explore or are curious about? Like, because you like, I want to learn about this a little bit more.
Yes, there is. So I recently completed a program, trauma healing practitioner, and I was always, since I was young, I was in college, I took psychology classes and courses. Um, I really think my very deep interest is the trauma aspect of someone's overall mental health, how trauma is able to just affect every aspect of life, and how trauma experience early on in life, it just affects every aspect of someone's life. It just changes completely their perception of themselves or the world around them. So I think I feel like I this is what I want to explore more. So because I'm getting more and more clients with PTSD or experiencing some form of trauma, and it doesn't have to be, a huge traumatic event in life, but the way how they react to it, it's in a form of trauma, either physical symptoms or emotional symptoms. So this is what I am focusing right now, to dive deep into the neuroscience of trauma. And I am neuroscience coach, but I want to dive deep into the scientific part of trauma. So
Mm-hmm. So,
that's what I'm going to explore.
mm-hmm. And so for people who want to go into hypnotherapy or for who want to like become a hypnotherapist just like you did, what tips and advice would you give to those who want to do what you're doing?
Probably just follow your heart desire. It took me probably a couple years really to finalize like feel that okay, this is what I want to dive in, and life will show you if this is the right path. And listening to your own internal voice, is this really for me? And trying, I think that's the first step, um, because it's not for everyone. That's what I would say. I was about to apply for or signed up for a psychology program at local university, but it always was like, do I need another degree? I would rather be able to just go in and help people. And hypnotherapy, especially RTT, just resonated with me so much because I experienced it, that modality on myself in in couple sessions. Um, so just listen to your own internal voice. Is this a good time for me to explore that? But also, is this really resonating with me? Is this something I really want to explore? So I would say that's being certain about your choices.
Mm-hmm.
And if something feels good, go for it, because it's a beautiful way, holistic approach um, to people's lives and to the problems that they come to you with. Very freeing, very,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.